Good evening, guys. We're going to recap the session for today. It looks a bit messy here on the chart, but just because I'm putting the entry and the exit. The market dropped 8.30 after the data came out. It was 130 points drop. As I saw the RSI approaching the 20, I tried to buy the dip here. I entered with 3, and then on a little bit more of push down, I entered 3 more. As the market came back up, I deleveraged 3, and then I closed another 3 up here. I was up $100 at that point. Then what happened? I tried to short the market as it came down, putting my stop up here, but I got kicked out, and basically I was down to I was up to 70 from 160. What else? I then with the opening, at the opening, I had to push down. You can see a bit on the 5 minutes here that I see in front of me. We had this candle here that pushed before the opening, which usually it's a good sign for a long or a short. So I saw the market pushing, and seeing that push, I just entered with 2 NQ, mini NQ, and I closed it for 20 points profit. Again, you can see the candle right here, but those candles don't really go straight up or straight down. Sometimes they go down, they go up. It's a bit messy. It can get very messy, especially at the opening. What else? As we moved above the view up, I waited for this candle that moved above the view up to close. I was looking at the 10 minutes, so let's go on the 10 minutes. And on the pullback, as we approached the view up, I entered with 3 MNQ. I tried to enter on the view up because then I could manage my risk a little bit better and give a little bit less of a stop that I was supposed to give. And so as I entered the 3 mini NQ on the pullback on the view up, I got this push up right away to the 200 and resistance line, which will support before the market dropped 8.30, and I closed the trade. At that point, I was up $290. Then what happened? As the market kept pushing down, I was looking for sellers to come into the market and push the MNQ down again, considering that someone was going to sell the pop, and also take some other people were going to take some profits on the long from the opening. And so I entered with 2, then I added 2 more, and then right pretty close to my exit, which was up here at 396, I added the 2 last one. So I was short for 6 MNQ. I got a push back down right immediately after I entered the last 2 contracts, and I deleveraged my position with 4, and then I held the other 2 for the view up. Okay, at that point I was up around $500, I think, and I was down for the day. What else? I came back after to see if I could break up, and I saw the market coming down. That was around 11:30. And so he came down, and as he approached the view up, I've noticed right away that was one of my setup. So when I have a double test of the view up, especially from above, usually the second test tend to break the view up. And so I went short with 5 NQ, and I took probably 10 points, I think. I took 10 points, and as you can see, I should have took a little bit more than I actually did, because the market kept dropping all the way down to 855. Okay, but anyway, that was a profit as well, and it was another scalp, so I ended up being up $550. What else? On this, after these 10 minutes, I pushed right back down, and I saw this one. Then I saw the buyers coming in on this candle at 1150, so I entered with 1 MNQ. Why did I use 1 MNQ? Because the risk was pretty high, so I didn't feel like losing a lot on that trade, considering that I was up on the day, and I held it all the way up here to 341. I was looking for a break, it didn't come. I should have closed the trade, but I didn't, and he came all the way back down, and I closed it for break even, basically. What else? So that was my session today. Again, I took good trades. I could have held them better, but I scalped pretty much, and ended up being up $550. It says 618 because it's not counting commission. Um, so it was a good day overall. Of course, I'm feeling greedy. I wanted to make more, so it's one of the issues that I have. But overall, it was a good day. Um, I've had a great day yesterday. I was down 340. Today I'm up 680, 618 before commission. What I want to say is that what really matters is to keep your red day very, very small and sizing correctly. Because today I would have sized a little bit more, but it would have been mistaken if I would have sized a little bit more. Instead, considering the volatility after the drop at 30, instead of going with 5 MNQ, considering the account size that I have, where I can use only $2,000, I went with 3 and 2, and then I took different trades. But if we look at the session from yesterday was one of those sessions where I messed it up at pre-market and right at the opening, where I should have just waited for the market to retest the view up on the second test and shorted at the view up, and that would have been a beautiful drop. But I was already down $600, so I ended up taking $300, 15 points on one full contract. And I was at that point down 340, and I closed the day. Okay, so guys, that's my recap for today. I hope you had a great session. I'm doing okay. I think I have still a lot of improvements to make. I'm not holding my trades correctly. I could hold them longer. I should hold them longer. What else? Sizing, I'm doing pretty okay with sizing because I'm sizing correctly, and that's the most important part. As long as you're able to preserve your account and not sizing exponentially when you don't have to, or oversizing, that's going to keep you alive. And small profits add up. It's not huge profits that you see, like $500. Sure, it's a lot of money, but it's not a lot of profits. But again, they adds up during the weeks. And so if you're able to stay consistent in the way you execute your system and your rules, those days adds up, and eventually, you could end up having like a $2, $3, $4,000 a month. We're not looking for making millions here. We're just looking to make a living. There are places in the world where if you make $100 a day, you will be lucky. Here in the markets, we also really want to make thousands and thousands of dollars, which it's not the way to look at it. This is a probability game, and what you have to do is basically execute your system always in the same way. And sizing is so important because sizing keep you sharp mentally. So if you're sizing correctly, you're able to hold the trade longer, you're able to stick to your stop, you're able to not have emotional distress while you're trading, which is really, really important. And eventually, those small days gonna add up, your account's gonna grow, and when it grows, then you add a little bit more size on. And this is how it's done. So I hope you had a great day. That's my recap for today, and I see you tomorrow, guys, for the last trading day of the week. Bye.